How many times have you wondered if there is a secret to maintaining serenity even in the face of life's adversities? And how many times have you wished you had a stronger mindset, able to withstand challenges and thrive despite adversity? In this video, thanks to the ancient teachings that arise from Buddhist wisdom, we will see how to become mentally strong. So stay until the end because you will discover the keys that open the door to inner stability and emotional well-being. But before diving into the Zen story that you will hear shortly, if you are not one of us yet, subscribe to the channel, activate notifications, and share the video. In this way, you will help us produce new content every day for your spiritual growth. In a quiet Buddhist monastery, the revered monk Goizo met with his devout disciples to answer one of the questions he was most frequently asked. How can we become mentally stronger? How can we face the harsh trials of life with more serenity and without losing control? Today, we will meditate on how to develop a strong mind capable of withstanding the adversities of life. Goizo began. First of all, we must fully understand what it means to have a strong mindset. Then he pointed to a huge dam next to the monastery. Look at that dam, he said calmly. No matter how strong the wind blows, its walls remain firm. Likewise, a strong mind does not allow itself to be shaken by the opinions of others. Goizo continued by citing the 8 worldly concerns that prevent the common man from finding peace, serenity, and happiness. Feeling happy if people praise us and unhappy if they criticize us, enjoy the material goods we have and become disappointed when we don't have enough. And again, feeling happy if we have a good reputation and unhappy when we have a bad one, feeling good when we experience pleasure and feeling bad when we experience pain. These are the challenges of life which prevent us from having a calm and strong mind. No, Goizo added that a wise mind does not falter in the face of these concerns, in the face of these challenges. And in order not to give up, it is essential to develop and practice self-awareness. After this introduction, the monk talked about the first tip for developing a strong mindset, maintaining a stable mind during the ups and downs of life. Life is like an ocean, he said. Sometimes calm and peaceful, other times stormy. Accept these moments without running away from your emotions. The monk, to make his explanations more understandable, added some concrete examples. Like that of a disciple who, in the face of criticism, remained calm and responded with wisdom, instead allowing himself to be dominated by anger. Mental stability manifests itself when you can maintain emotional balance, even in the most turbulent situations, Goizo said. The second piece of advice the master gave to his disciples was to develop resilience, or the ability to face even the most traumatic events without breaking down. To develop a strong mind, Goizo continued, we must understand what is under our control and what is not. Our reaction to events is always our choice, so accept the impermanence of experiences and solve problems without getting lost in negativity. The monk enriched this advice with the example of those people who, faced with financial loss, do not allow themselves to be overwhelmed by despair. In fact, they see in that traumatic event a lesson to improve themselves and avoid the same mistakes in the future. Resilience is like a tree that bends but does not break during the storm, Goizo concluded. The third key to being mentally strong, the monk said, is to cultivate self-love and self-understanding. If you really love yourself, you will not carry with you the negativity of others or the negativity linked to the events that happen to you. At night, empty the basket and keep your mind clean. If in the face of unfair criticism, you can cultivate unconditional love for yourself, you will be like a lotus that blooms in the slime. To develop a strong mind, the monk continued, it is essential to cultivate a problem-solving mindset. Ask yourself why you find yourself in certain situations, what mistakes you have made, and address the root of the problem. I know people who, instead of complaining about difficulties, ask themselves what actions they could take to improve the situation. Remember, the solution to problems is often hidden in your own actions. The fifth key to developing a strong mind, Goizo said, is to cultivate gratitude. In every situation, look for what to be grateful for. Know that gratitude helps you stay positive even in the face of the biggest and most challenging challenges. Goizo's sixth tip was to nourish the mind with positive thoughts. The mind is like a garden, he said. What you plant in it will grow. So cultivate positive thoughts, and you will see how your inner garden transforms. Goizo spoke of a disciple who, initially inclined toward pessimism, had managed to reverse the results at work and in his private life by adopting a more optimistic attitude in daily life. Remember, he concluded, that when you nourish your mind with positive thoughts, you create a fertile foundation for a strong and prosperous mentality. Positive thoughts are to your mind what fertilizers are to the soil. Finally, remember to practice kindness and compassion, true pillars of a strong mentality, the monk proclaimed. Extend your kindness and compassion not only to others, but also to yourself, and you will see that everything will fall into place. A person who frequents the monastery, he continued, after years of harboring resentment towards himself and others, learned to forgive himself and others. Once he recognized that everyone is on a journey and faces their own challenges, his life changed. This is because kindness and compassion generate a flow of positive energy that strengthens your mind. Goizo concluded his teaching by summarizing the 7 key points he had talked about. Then he looked at his disciples and their faces radiant with wisdom and added, by cultivating these qualities, you will find the inner strength that will guide you through life's challenges. Always remember, the mind is your secret garden, guard it with wisdom and love. In conclusion, what is the moral of this story? That the strength of the mind lies not only in facing the storms of life with courage, but in the ability to transform each challenge into an opportunity for growth. By cultivating stability, resilience, self-love, problem-solving, gratitude, positive thoughts, kindness, and compassion, the mind becomes a thriving garden of wisdom and love. And in this secret garden, inner strength flourishes, allowing you to face adversity calmly and illuminate your path thanks to the strength of your mind.